We're privileged to have the top banker and the priority bank to Indian agriculture. We really admire and appreciate because the bank that is of the Indian farming community is with us today. And you know, there is no bank is so close and dear to Indian farming community than SBI. And today we have the privilege, this Chief General Manager is sitting with us and he is going to talk to us what are the unique things they are doing. And we should understand, I don't think there is any bank in the world so deeply rooted with the farming community than the SBI. And there is a huge story behind it and huge support and the dedication. There is a huge demand for SBI staff anywhere in the world. But still the dedicated way that team is strongly rooted to SBI ethos and keep on working there and serving the Indian community is really inspiring for all of us. They really love and admire that. And we have a great man who has devoted his whole life into agriculture, into state bank, and has grown to this level. Now he is a man, and from whom we can actually get the best what is happening in SBI. So we are really privileged, sir, and we welcome you. Just to give some glimpses of what is happening in the SBI. Thank you, sir. Welcome in SBI. Just to give some glimpses of what is happening in
fact, I was not aware that I will speak to each one of you. It was a surprise. So, thank you, Mr. Dominic, and the entire management here and all of you. Good afternoon to you. Okay. Can I make it more, communicative or interactive? Is
Yes,
it fine with you?
sure.
So, before I tell what State Bank does or we have been doing, can anybody of you, you are masters and I have not studied agriculture or content writing like you. I am a practical banker, career banker, doing all sorts of banking. For last couple of years I am doing agriculture. But what is that Krishi Jagran is doing? One or two sentences, three sentences. Can anybody tell? What difference KJ is making? What is your signature? Apart from circulation or revenue, I am not talking about that. Can anybody tell? What are you actually doing? I was impressed with the way I spent last 35-40 years.
Agriculture is our culture, basically.
Agriculture
is our culture.
Yeah, that's
it.
Yes, okay. One. Yeah. Anything else? Okay. I will come to my thought on what you think is also correct. Our culture is agriculture, that's true. If you see India, per se, we have the largest sown area of the land versus our total land area of this country. I hope you are all aware of it. Okay. We have one of the most, suitable atmosphere for a life form to grow in. Some of the most, you go to Norway and you are in most. You go to some parts of Sahara, you have got temperatures where no plant can or animal can sustain. But India is such a country where there is so much diversity. You go to say Kashmir, you have different agriculture there. You go to West Bengal, you have different agriculture. You go to Kerala, you have entirely different agriculture, and we have got 8,000 or 7,500 kilometers of seashore also, which we actually haven't explored the way we can, rather the government is doing exploring. But my point was we have got best water resources available. What KJ is doing is we got all the assets, including the human assets. 142 crore people, out of which 100 crores are young like you. Is it not? It's a list of assets, end to end, 360 degrees. What you are doing is helping farmers or helping the entire agriculture community to make best use of that asset, end to end. I hope you are getting me. By the knowledge you share, by the content you create, by the the exposure you give to various facets or the success stories or people and whatever we write, I also write in that. You are actually reaching out to farmers so that they are promoted, they are motivated to make best use of the assets which the country has. And it's my job also to be in a bank to help farmers grow maximum, better, optimum what they do. I hope I'm very bang on that what Krishi Jagran is doing is help farmers understand how they can make best use of their land, their human capital, their water, or whatever incomes or resources they have. Very bang on. So thank you for inviting them. It won't take much time because I also have tried to catch back to Mumbai. State Bank is a journey of maybe 218 years, not less than that. So we are 218 years young organization called SBI. It started in 1804 and then 1806 and as three presidency banks. And then it became in 1921 it became Imperial Bank of India. 1955 it became State Bank of India by an act of parliament called SBI and State Bank of India subsidiary and subsidiary banks. 1955. So 1st July is our foundation day. And now 55 to 2023. So we are one of the oldest and youngest because we have been evolving. So 1st July is our foundation day. And now the agriculture balance sheet of the bank is the biggest in the industry. We are one of the number one, not only in the oldest value of the balance sheet, and it's already there in public domain. I can tell you my own balance sheet is 2.5 trillion, 2.6 trillion basically. That is the size of the balance sheet, almost 15, 16, 18% of the industry. The second best rival should be in single digit. But I am not looking at rivalry. What I am trying to tell you, or what Mr. Bambi asked me to tell you is, we connect with 1.5 crore farmers maybe 15 million in billion terms if I have to say. Am I correct? 1.5 crore farmers means 15 million. Or maybe even 15.5 million farmers work with us for their activities. It is a huge chunk. Is it not? Across the length and breadth of the country. I was there in Ministry of Rural Development from the first half today. And the representatives of the banks and the SRLMs and NRLM. So one of the issues, some of the states says that we will do MOU with some of the banks, but in Northeast there are no branches of other banks other than state banks. That is the key strength of SBI. Having been present in 22,500 points as branches, 76,000 maybe customer service points, total in 1 lakh. And that is how we are serving the farming community. Now, as far as going to farming, let me tell you, we have almost more than $1 trillion crop loan given to the farmers. Okay, more than $1 trillion, precisely 1.0 by 1.06 trillion is our my size of balance sheet in only crop loans, that is production. That is size which we, or the scale with which we work. And it has taken years and years of service, being there in the villages or the smaller towns, developing this ecosystem, supporting the farmers, going across all the vagaries of nature which we have. Now suddenly we have had rains. Before rains, you are all aware. I mean, I am just helping you to understand the way we understand agriculture, and then perhaps you will maybe add on to your content. That's the purpose of this. I am not here as a salesman of the bank. I want to tell what my bank does because State Bank is committed to this nation. It's not about a one-year job or 2-year job. 218 years is maybe from our forefathers. This bank is sustaining and going strong. And rather, this year we produced one of the bestest results in the corporate history. 50,000 crore profit is by no means a small thing. Across the industry, corporate banks. This year we produced one of the bestest. So what we do is we We do basic agriculture, there is the crop loan, production trade, supporting them in addition to crop loans or basic production trade. We support them by tractors, we support them by implements, we support them with farm boards whenever they want. We support them giving the solar, the equipments which the farmers want. We also support them in minor irrigation. I mean, end to end. I will not name anybody else or any fellow banker, but there are banks in India, or rather my new entrant, who will not fund me in certain geographies. But we are there all across the country. So whenever you develop content for State Bank, please remember that we cannot pick and choose that I will not put my hands in this geography because this gives me stress and this is a cash cow. Because we are within it. That's our tagline also. That we have been in this country for more than 118 years. So for some reasons, maybe some natural calamities, vagaries of nature, or some heat wave, staying 15 days extra in North India will have an adverse impact on the wheat asset. And climate change is one of the major challenges we must look at only as bank as country. And I know that the government is working on that. There has been a lot of discussion on climate change, including there was a conclave on climate finance also in New Delhi some time back, where we were major partners in that. In addition to the production credit, what we do is that one is the self-help group. Are you aware what is the ecosystem of SHG? What is the size of self-help group ecosystem? Anybody? Are you aware what is the ecosystem? Anybody? SHG? What is the size of? I mean, why I want to tell you what this is. I hope another 10 minutes are okay with this. Anybody? The ecosystem of self-help groups dates back maybe, I hope it started somewhere in early 90s, and basically it started from Kutumbashree perhaps, and then Root Cities and NABARD and Reserve Bank of India taking it, and we were the first bankers to be in that SHG banking. Now it's one of the world's largest microfinance program led by women. And the size of the PSB's funding is 1.2 trillion. Just imagine, women who are formally led by our kind of society are at the size at the end of the PSB's, at the end of the health benefits or whatever in our family concept. They survived 3 COVID waves, which were very deadly for this country, and still did not ask for any kind of additional loans, waivers, anything. And these women, I'm proud of being the largest ecosystem player in this, is that 1.2 trillion ecosystem, having one of the lowest NPS across any asset class. That is something exceptional. I mean, even industry or any other thing goes through a topsy-turvy thing, the NPS will shoot. But these women of our country have proven that despite being last in the benefits, without any collaterals, only social collateral or community collateral, 1.2 trillion rupees, and the stress level is just 2%. There is something exceptional in this country, and nobody reports. I mean, don't quote me, but this is, you can actually visit Google it and get this. 2% is the stress level, which is amazing, or even less than 2%. So I want this to be a feature on this or something on this, so that people are aware. And why I am linking SHG with agriculture, most of this money which goes to rural women will naturally trickle down to agriculture business. It won't go to some trade or industry, it will go to agriculture, either directly or indirectly. So this is basically agriculture money in which we are one of the major players. If you are aware, and I'm sure, of course you are aware, about the Atmanirbhar Bharat package which this government has introduced in gold. These are one of the most amazing schemes introduced ever by this government in our country. The agri-infra fund, you must be aware, the ministry is doing fantastic. All banks are actually taking part in it. But a 1 lakh crore policy support for farm-led infrastructure improvement is something extraordinary, and you can have the feature of agri-infra fund. Wherever I go, I speak about agri-infra fund across the country because it's such a wonderful scheme, extraordinary, that if I can tell you in quick terms, again 1.5 million rupees worth food, fruit, or vegetables or crops get destroyed because we do not have storage capabilities or warehousing capabilities. The 1.5 million wastage per year is what even our neighbors don't produce in a year. Please understand this. 1.5 trillion, even our neighbors don't produce in a year, which we waste. And that is why this scheme has come, where the government is not only giving the subvention is 3%. So the net cost as of now to a customer is capped at 9% minus 3% subvention. So it's a 6% money. If you don't get any subvention for, of course, the specific purpose of improvement of farm-led infrastructure by which we will be able to preserve or store our goods and sell perhaps at a opportune time, thereby increasing the farmers' income, which is the ultimate objective of government. And as a bank, State Bank of India is completely aligned with the government in all its initiatives. In certain states, in Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh, the state government give further 3% coverage. So the net interest cost in these two states is 9 minus 3 minus 3, that is 3%. So we are the lead bankers in agriculture, but there are all the bankers are doing well. So this is one of the awesome things this country has done. You also have AHID, the Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund. Then you have PMFM. Earlier also there were schemes, but the kind of schemes are brought in last few years are extraordinary because they also have the convergence. Say, for example, I'm covering a client in agri-infra fund. Here also there was my bank. I can also cover eligible entities with either PMFME or NABARD capital subsidy or Ministry of Food Processing capital subsidy. So a customer can have 33% capital subsidy from NABARD or MOP and also cover under AIF. So which is collateral free because there is a CGTMC guarantee. So you get collateral free loan, subvented loan, also capital subsidy. If you can cover with this, it will be great service to this country because the government has declared these initiatives. We are propagating ourselves, but you are again a media which can further propagate, right? Because in addition to that, we also do specifics in State Bank of India. Say, for example, we do the farm equipment loans, right? We also do, the warehousing loans. We are working in close connection with NABARD, which is the principal bank for the infrastructure or rural development. So we have a very good collaboration with NABARD. And as such, if you see, post-COVID particularly, much of the migration of rural youth has come from cities to again back to villages. In a way, it's actually human capital flowing into the farmland, which has helped the farmland, and the agri output for last 2-3 years is one of the record of. I don't have the numbers exact, but I know for sure. I have been reading this that we have the highest agri input in last 5 years, last 3 years post-COVID. So, all in all, the bank is committed to agriculture or the farmer stability. We also work in many areas. The PM Kusum is also one such scheme, which is wonderful. Why I am referring to government schemes is that these schemes, while State Bank reaches out to every farmer, provide a collateral-free loan to the farmer so that it is work is productized. There is a government support, handholding, promotion, as well as the bank linkage. So it's a very beneficial kind of ecosystem building here. So I would end because it will not take much time at all, as you guys are already live on your work. But thank you so much, Mr. Dominic, for bringing me here and giving me this opportunity. If you have any questions, feel free. I would like to take your questions if you have. I may be having an immediate answer, or I can reply back subsequently. But if you want to ask me, please feel free. I would like to take anything on agriculture or whatever. I may be having an immediate answer, or I can reply back subsequently.
My question is, how does SBI make sure that these schemes of government they reach up to the last bit of rural areas?
Yeah, good question. In fact, I was prepared for this. KJ is also one of the mediums which I think from today you can do this. Yeah. Good question. Internal communication through which we propagate these schemes. KJ is also one of the mediums which I think it reaches to the last mile. This is number one. Number two, we are doing so many programs with farmers also to promote this. I myself have done, taken part in so many workshops or symposiums or even seminars at various parts of the country. The bank has got local head offices in my state headquarters. There also we have got agriculture team members or the DGM level head of agriculture for a state. They also go back and promote these schemes. The government also is doing its bit. We are completely engaged with the ministries also for co-promoting many things. We are actually doing, even on millets we are working with the ministry in some of the states for promotion of millets or millet processing units. So all in all, I mean, the Krishi Jagran is also doing. There are so many other media houses also are reaching out. Plus we use all social media, Facebook, SBI also has got all those handles. So these things definitely reach. You can now have us reaching out. Also are reaching out. Yeah, you had some. We use all social media.
We have been promoting technology in agriculture these days, and as we have signed quite MOUs with drone manufacturers. How well this drone technology is coming onto the farms?
Yeah, good. One is we have signed MOUs with few drone manufacturers. The drone technology is fantastic, but yet to be fully acceptable. And one is we have across the length and breadth of the country, because at times what happens is that the farmers are used to their own methods of cultivation or farming practices. So to propagate these new things or new technology, we have to be patient and together, like the media houses, the government agencies, the banks, we will have to work together, because drone technology is something is indigenously developed, very low cost, and we have been funding the drones to the farmers in quite good numbers, although not as what we wanted to. And for drones also the AIF comes in agri-infra. That is how I am referring to agri-infra fund again and again. Secondly, I forgot one big piece is the technology which is coming into agriculture. Is that more and more agri funding will be going on technology. You must be aware about the Jan Samarth portal. Jan Samarth portal is the portal more and more of Government of India, where there are 13 schemes now. So anybody who wants to take benefit of that can actually log into Jan Samarth portal, and that is where everybody in the ecosystem can see how the application of a person is moving. So there are various schemes already there, and State Bank has got 13 out of 13, and all the banks are now moving to Jan Samarth. There is a lot of work going on by RBI Innovation Hub also. So the country has got, I mean, great future because in a very, very short time, many of the agriculture loans also will be coming on platform. So the reach will increase basically. And with the kind of connectivity we have across the country, mobile connectivity or what you call Jam Trinity, that was the game changer in this country. So in Jam Trinity, the last mile of in the farms also is connected to us. I have seen in the areas that someone is sitting in the farm with an iPad and comparing its produce. So for our country has been phenomenal success in mobile connectivity and usage of internet compared to the kind of education or other infrastructure. So technology will play a major role. Our country has been phenomenal success in mobile connectivity. Anyways, please. Compared to the kind of education or other infrastructure. So technology will play a major role. Please. So every scheme has got different, I mean, the purpose is different, the farmer target group is different. So you cannot say this scheme is best or that scheme is best. Say for example, we are looking at Kisan credit card of crop loans earlier only for farming. Last 3 years, the KCC is also given for animal husbandry, dairies and fisheries, because these are integral part of agriculture, is it not? And agriculture per se, although the ministries are different, but it comes under the umbrella of agriculture. That for fisheries also we give crop Kisan credit card, so there is a subvention, or for dairy also, animals also, but fisheries also. It comes under the and these schemes. We also have a PM Matsya Sampada Yojana for fisheries sector. Agri-infra fund for basically infrastructure development. AHIDF comes from in the dairy sector. PMFB comes for micro food units. So we have got scheme in the all desired sector and various target sectors. Thank you so much. I can take questions subsequently. Thanks for inviting me. This was extempo. I was not even aware that he's going to put me in a tight spot. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for gracing us with your presence and enlightening us with the words of wisdom and knowledge. Now, as part of our cherished KJ Chaupal tradition, we would like to capture this memorable occasion with a group photograph. Sir, we request you to join us for the special moment of wisdom and knowledge. Now, as